Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering the Tier 9 Italian Premium Super Light Cruiser, the Ferrante Gonzaga. Or, well, in this video we're going to be calling it the Gonzaga. Here it is. As you can see, it looks like very similar in terms of the hull design as a Duca degli Abruzzi Tier 7 Italian Light Cruiser. But actually, the guns have been replaced, but the hull is the same, or at least very similar. For the ship build that I'll be covering for this video, let's take a look. See here. This is the build I'll be running. So feel free to pause the video and take a look at it if you so wish. And guys, you know I always tell you, but thank you so much for the subscribers recently. But if you aren't subscribed, because I still believe over 50% of you are not subscribed, if you're not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate the sub to the channel, because it does help me out quite a lot. And of course, if you have been enjoying the content, do leave a like on the videos, as also it does help me out a lot. And maybe even a comment of your opinion on the ship, in this case the Gonzaga, and you know, if you're going to be getting it or not. I will leave the armor layout section and the build and the everything, all the heavy details in the end of the video. So we'll just be playing it right now and showcasing the gameplay. For armor layout, ship characteristics, ship build, and the price, and what do I think of the ship, I'll talk about that during the game, I guess, but mostly after the game, so we can actually cover them in port in a bit more detail. So back into the game here. Here we are. This is a tier 7 match, so we are top tier, which is really nice. And it is arms race, so it's kind of like double positive in this case. The ship is available for 18,300 doubloons, guys. So let's get that out of the way. So overall, it is pretty expensive. It is the standard price as any other tier 9 cruiser, or tier 9 ship in general, doubloon price-wise. And what does it get? So it gets 12 135mm guns. These are the same guns, I think, or at least similar, that you get on the Attilio Regolo. Similar style. I don't think they're exactly the same. You get more range, for example, in this case. But anyway, you get SAP and HE, so you get both of those. As you can see, I am taking reload mod in this case, so our range only goes up to 13.8 kilometers. But to be honest with you, that's kind of the range, the maximum range I have actually been, well, I wouldn't say maximum range, but the consistent range I've been hitting my shells at. Anything over the arcs are very arcy, and it's very hard to actually hit things. Plus, the bonus to the DPM is always welcome. So I've been taking reload mod with the ship. I did try out range mod. I did get a higher damage gain with range mod. But realistically, actually, the reload mod seems to be way more fun and overall easier to use. So for consumables, we get smoke. We get, well, fuel smoke. So it's standard Italian fuel smoke here. 44-second duration, 152-second reload time. We do get a 20% speed boost over and above the 36.8 knots we have. So this thing goes pretty fast. Pretty fast. By the way, the armor scheme, I mean, you'll take a look against this Caracciolo shot. Now, he shot me with sap, and I'm pretty angled. Boom. I take 13,000 damage there, unfortunately. So, damage-wise, you're going to be eating heavy damage in this ship. It is a super light cruiser, after all. We've got 16mm armor around. We do have a 30mm icebreaker, but that isn't really going to matter much against sap, for example, against a Caracciolo. It is going to affect some ships if they literally aim at the icebreaker, or if they just hit your icebreaker or whatever. But most of the time they're going to hit your 16mm armor and they're going to smash you, or they're going to go through your broadside, and you have a big citadel. So you need to try to angle as best as possible when you're fighting certain ships. What's nice with this ship is the guns are 360 degrees, as you can see with the rear guns here. That means when you're pushing up like this, the guns will turn through your superstructure. Well, not through it, the superstructure, but in that direction. And I believe it's also the same on the front guns. The concealment also sits at 8.9 detection on the ship, which is really good. And we also have torpedoes. These torpedoes are faster than the Italian Tech 3 torpedoes, or at least on the Italian cruisers. These ones go 72 knots of top speed with 22,000 damage, or 20,000 damage actually. This is because it's arms race. We get a slight damage buff there. And, well, but most importantly, it's the speed. They go 72 knots, which makes them a lot easier to hit than the other Italian cruiser torps. But you'll see here, we're going to land some torps. But keep in mind, this is an arms race game, guys. So in terms of a full representation of the ship, it's not really a perfect representation. Just to give you a heads up here. Oh, let's actually take a look at these torps. We're going to land how many? 2? No, only 2 torps, unfortunately. We don't end up killing him, but let's try to kill him with our main guns here. And we do get a big sap salvo there, probably with the help of arms race. Overall, my average damage with this ship so far is around 123,000. So overall, pretty decent regardless. Win rate actually sits at 80%, but that will go down. My sample size isn't too large. Regardless though, the ship can do pretty well. But in terms of, is it fun? It's okay. It can be fun sometimes. It just doesn't seem as fun as something like, for example, a Smolensk or, for example, a Colbert. Of course, I'm comparing it to those ships because those are also super light cruisers. We could also compare it to something like Hector, which I don't know actually which one I would prefer playing. I'm not really into playing the Hector that much either. This one probably is a bit more fun just because of the speed boost and the fuel smoke added onto it, so you have that ability to like run around a bit. But the reload at 6.1 seconds or something, not too fast, you know, it's okay. And having 12 guns is nice, but again, in terms of fun factor, to me, it's not a super fun ship. Like, it's decent, sure. But in terms of fun, for me, I'd rather, of course, play Colbert or something, right? Because you have way more DPM. But regardless, overall, a pretty decent ship. That being said, though, you do have to be a bit experienced at the game to actually play this ship. I decided to use my smokescreen here and speed boost and turn around at the Caracciolo, and you might be like, whoa, why? But I'm gonna try to get some torps on it, hopefully. We're gonna run at it and maybe Paolo Emilio it. I don't know, that's the goal. That was the intention with the play here. At least push up. Plus, it's tier 7s, guys. You know, we can play a bit more aggressive against tier 7s. And why not, right? It's a video after all, so we try to get a bit more damage and hopefully get a nicer game to showcase for you guys, because I know you guys like seeing good games in general. But this is, of course, a game I played around an hour ago. Actually, I played this game on stream yesterday, so if you want to watch the streams, guys, I've been streaming a bit on Twitch. Link available in the description of this video, by the way. So make sure to follow me there if you want to see streams. Just keep in mind, it's not going to be consistent streaming. To be honest, more consistency on YouTube than the Twitch. We get another 2 torp hits there on that Caracciolo or Caracciolo, I'm not sure. And Gneisenau will die here, not to me unfortunately, but that's okay. We get a solid 165 damage this game. Well, 165,000. Hopefully we can maybe kill one more ship before the game ends. But actually this Indianapolis on my team did really well, and we'll take a look at the scoreboard. He actually got top of the team, so well done to him for the top of the team there. But that's almost the game here. So overall, Cuniberti has been spotted. Let's hope we can probably finish him off. Potentially. He is full HP. You see me using HE here. Don't be scared to use HE on the stores, as they might angle. And instead of risking any bounces, you just get full pens. And actually, you do quite a lot of damage just because of the amount of shell hits you might get, right? So don't be scared of using the HE either. Well, when you have a full broadside destroyer, you should definitely use the sap. But if there is a risk of it angling, do try the HE. It really does hurt them a lot. But that's pretty much it for the game. Let's go take a look at the score. For personal score, we ended up doing 168,942 damage, 264 shell hits, 4 torpedo hits, 3 incapacitations, 3 kills, 2 fires, and 3 floodings. For team score, we ended up doing 2nd place on our team, unfortunately. Our Indianapolis did pretty well, so well done to him. Detailed report. We got 43k on the Caracciolo, 41k on the Scharnhorst 43, 3k on the Cuniberti, 39k on the Monarch, 36k on the Gneisenau, and 4k on the Benham. As you can see, most of our damage came from sap. We got some lucky torpedo damage, which is always nice to see. But damage received was 23,000. Credits and XP here. This is the score screen. For my commander build for the Gonzaga, we've got Last Stand, Gun Feeder, Grease the Gears, Consumable Enhancements, Adrenaline Rush, Heavy HE and Sap Shells, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, and Concealment Expert. For my equipment, we've got Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Engine Boost Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. For the armor layout for the Gonzaga, we've got 16mm nose and deck armor and 16mm aft armor. Your armor is really bad, it seems, and you're going to get overmatched pretty easily. This is because, well, the armor is bad because it's a super light cruiser at 135mm guns. But you still have a 30mm icebreaker, and look how thick 30mm seems in this case. But when you're fighting those 457mm battleships, it's not really going to matter much. Your citadel here, even though it's angled, looks to be somewhat semi-turtleback. Not really, I guess. It's angled like this. And it's internal, so it's spaced armor. It still can get citadeled pretty easily, so you have to play the ship extremely carefully because, well, as you can see, the citadel sits massively above the water and is quite flat regardless. For the ship characteristics, we got 40,100 HP, 16% torpedo damage reduction. Main battery, we've got 12 135mm guns. Little guns here, but they look pretty cool actually on this Duca degli Abruzzi hull. 13.8 kilometer range, 6.8 second reload with that reload mod. I did try the ship with range mod, but overall I can't really hit the shells actually at those high ranges sometimes. So the reload mod overall seems to be more fun, I guess, regardless. We do have SAP and HE there. For torpedoes, we've got 10 km torp, 6 total, 3 per side. This is what the torpedo launchers look like. They go 72 knots, which is actually quite fast, and they do a solid 20,000 damage. So overall, pretty good torps. Maneuverability, 36.8 knots, quite fast, 600 turning circle radius, and then 8.9 second rudder shift time. So the rudder shift time might not be the best, but the turning circle radius and the top speed plus the speed boost, you get around 20%. You can go pretty fast with this one. So overall, the maneuverability is pretty decent, whilst your concealment is really good at 8.9 kilometers. So overall, again, quite stealthy, quite fast. Not a lot of HP, of course, because it is a super light cruiser, but actually 40,000 HP is still pretty decent overall. And for the exterior camouflage available for the Duca degli Abruzzi... Oh! It's not Duca degli Abruzzi, is it? It's a F Gonzaga, guys. No, sorry. For the camouflage, it's a two-tone camouflage. A bit unfortunate that the camouflage looks like this, but I think some of you guys will like it. Just to compare it to Abruzzi, which is the ship it's actually based on. This is what the camouflage on the Duca degli Abruzzi at tier 7 looks like. And this ship, by the way, also another awesome ship, the Duca degli Abruzzi. A lot of people don't really like it that much. I personally enjoy it quite a lot. I think it's an awesome ship for tier 7. It isn't that good, to be fair, but it does get a heal, which is always appreciated at tier 7. But the camouflage, as you can see, looks a lot better, I would say, on tier 7. But regardless, the two-tone camouflage on this one doesn't look all too bad. And with at least the barber stripes or the red and white stripes, it makes it look pretty good overall. For the price of the F Gonzaga here, let's go into the armory and let it load. This is the slowest part of the video. Oh, instant load though. So we're going to go into ships. We're going to click Italian tier 9. And we're going to find it right here at 18,300 doubloons, which is the same price as the Marco Polo and the Giuseppe Verdi. So there you go. That's the price of the Ferrante Gonzaga, guys. So there it is. Now, is it worth it for 18,300 doubloons? Well, it is pretty pricey. It is a standard tier 9 cost. Unfortunately, it's not available for any coal or any other resource, unfortunately. So it is going to be only available for those doubloons. And I know a lot of you got a lot of doubloons last patch, and you're wondering if you should spend it on the Gonzaga. And the Gonzaga is actually a pretty hard ship to play overall. I believe my average damage in the ship is around 123,000 right now. But that's over a very small sample of games, around 10. So, I mean, it is a hard ship to play. Don't get me wrong. This thing is going to get citadeled really, really easily. That being said, though, it is actually easier to play than some other super light cruisers just because it gets that smoke screen and that speed boost, which makes you go really fast. But again, the shells are really archy. The range is very limited. So you're going to have to see if, in general, if this is your playstyle. If you really like super light cruisers and you want another one, then maybe it's worth it. But if you're not really maybe that good at the game and you're not as experienced, maybe just skip on the Gonzaga maybe and maybe get another ship. But that's pretty much it for this video for the Ferrante Gonzaga. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Big fan.